Public Library has removed a book after deciding it was not appropriate for younger readers.
Library content has become a hotly debated issue across the state over the past couple of years. The library's move comes against a backdrop of tighter state regulations.
Investigative reporter Brendan Kirby joining us now in the studio. And Brendan, this issue came up at the City Council meeting.
Yeah, it did, Cameron and Lenise. Community activist John Young Jr. raised concerns about this particular book. He thanked council members after learning that it's no longer in the library, but the council doesn't actually have anything to do with it.
I was going to complain about it because the illustrations in here is nothing but pornographic.
John Young Jr. says he was outraged when he saw a Facebook post expressing dismay over a library book called Let's Talk About It, The Teen's Guide to Sex, Relationships, and Being a Human. Young, founder of Men United Against Violence in Mobile, says he was shocked by the content, frank descriptions of sex, along with graphic cartoon images. He says Facebook flagged his friend's post, quoting from the book.
Because it was deemed pornographic and offensive. But this book was available in the library for 13-year-olds to 17-year-olds with no adult supervision. If it's not good enough for public consumption by adults, then why are we allowing our most vulnerable children to read this book? And it's just an illustration, a manual on sexual perversion.
Margie Coleman, the Mobile Public Library's outgoing director, tells me the system already was in the process of removing the book. She says the system scrutinized it as part of an ongoing review process required by the Alabama Public Library Service.
We saw that it was being challenged other places, and we prefer to be proactive rather than reactive. So after we looked at our copies, we decided we'd go ahead and remove it. We're looking at things if we think something is inappropriate.
Coleman says a book's popularity also is a factor. She says the library system originally had 5 copies of Let's Talk About It starting in April 2021, and that it had been checked out just 32 times. She says by the time the system decided to remove it, there were just 2 copies left.
It wasn't earning its keep in our collection because books need to earn their keep in our collection because we buy a lot of new books. And, if they're not circulating, we need that space.
The Mobile City Council has no direct role in managing the library, and Councilman Ben Reynolds was non-committal on what the policy should be. But he says he doesn't believe this book is appropriate for children.
But I did look at the book that he laid out, and, my kids are not checking that book out. I can tell you that. If I'm there overseeing it, my kids are not checking that book out.
Coleman tells me that the system has removed a couple of other books during this review process. She says that the system decided to keep some others. She also notes that the system is compliant with the state's new materials selection policy. I also tried to reach out to the authors of this book and their publicist, but I didn't get an immediate response. Reporting live in the News Center, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.